Up to yesterday, we have seen about the properties of stones and the classification of stones, right? In classifications, there are three types, right? What are those classifications? Geological classifications, right? Physical classification and chemical classification, right? And we have completed what are the properties, different properties of stones. Why we have to use the stone, okay, why we have to use that particular type of stone in the building, right? Okay, we have not seen this one is in dressing and seasoning. Next in the next part of the chapter in stone, okay, we'll discuss these, what is mean by this dressing and what is mean by this seasoning of stones. At that time we will see this both properties, right? Yeah, yeah, we have completed the properties of stones and we have seen the classifications of stones also. According to geological classification, igneous rock, sedimentary rock, metamorphic rock. Again, igneous rock is divided into three types: volcanic rock, right? Plutonic and hyperbasal rocks, right? Next, sedimentary and metamorphic, stratified and stratified. Stratified means having layers, right? And stratified means it is a whole uniform mass. Foliated means it is either layers or either banded, right? Next, siliceous, argillaceous and calcareous. Siliceous, what is the major component in it? Silica, right? Argillaceous, what is the major ingredient? Argi means clay is the major ingredient. Calcareous means calcium carbonate, right? Yeah, we have seen these classifications. Okay, I hope you have understand the classification, right? These all we have completed. Yeah, next one is stone quarrying. Okay, what is mean by quarrying? Quarry means, okay, if a place is containing full of stones, okay, the place is containing full of stones underneath the soil, okay, at that time what we will do, we will excavate that soil and we will remove the stones, okay, we will remove the stones underneath the soil, okay. That taking of stones from the underground of the soil, right? That the process is called quarrying. Okay, not only stone, if any if a coal is there, okay, we can quarry that one. Okay, any material if it is available below the ground surface, it is embedded in the soil. Okay, if you take out that material, that process is called as quarrying, right? Now here what we are quarrying, we are quarrying stones, right? If you see uh, in picture, you see the stone is cut into pieces, right? The stone is cut into pieces. That stone is divided, that stone is break into aggregate also. You see in the middle one, aggregate, right? Yeah. Yes, stone occurs in the form of natural rock masses. Okay, stones occur in the form of natural rock masses. So from where this from where these stones are coming from? Rock masses, right? From rock masses or layers on the surface, right? Okay. Next, the process of extraction. Okay, the process of extraction, taking the stone, the process of extracting the stone, okay, from their natural rock bed, right? From their natural rock bed or layers is commonly called quarrying of stones. Is it clear? Now, have you got the difference between a stone and the rock? Okay, have you got the difference? What is meant by a stone and what is meant by a rock? Okay, rock is forming from the volcanoes, right? Yeah, now stone, where stone is coming from the rocks after the extraction of the uh, after the extraction, we call that material as stone, right? Yeah, a quarry is a place where different types of stones are extracted. Okay, a quarry means this is the place, right? Here stones are extracting, right? Yeah, a quarry is a place where different types of stones are extracted, right? Different stones will be available under the surface, right? So from there we get different types of stones. That place is called a quarry, right? Quarrying of stone is completely different from mining. Okay, quarrying of stone is completely different from mining, right? Where this mining word will get coal mining. Okay, here quarrying of stone. Okay, there is a difference between a quarrying and mining. Okay, mining belong to underground operation only where quarry is carried out on exposed surface of natural rocks. Okay, what they are saying. Okay, I will draw a pic. I will draw a diagram so you can understand easily, right? What is the difference between a mining and quarry, right? Yeah, if you see, this is the surface of the earth. Okay, this is the surface of the earth. Now you have got information that there is stones. Okay, there is a big rock, so you can get lot of stones from there. So now what you will do, you will excavate the whole surface. Is it clear? You will excavate the whole soil and stone will be visible to you, right? Yeah, so now this process of digging the soil and excavating the stone. Okay, this process is called quarrying. Okay, this process is called quarrying. Okay, now what is mean by this mining? Okay, what is mean by this mining? Mining means, okay, same surface. Okay, same surface. Now under this surface you got the information that lot of coal is there. Okay, lot of coal is there. What they will do? Okay, they will dig a tunnel near the coal. Okay, you might have seen KGF movie, right? Okay, in that they will be entering into the earth by a lift, right? So they are excavating a hole. Okay, they are excavating a hole, and from that hole they are entering near the material, right? In that movie, what they are excavating, they are mining the gold mining, right? They are excavating the gold, right? But here what they are excavating coal. Okay, this is the um, difference between quarrying of stone and mining of stone, right? Now you got the idea. So quarrying will be done, that surface is exposed to the sun. Okay, but in mining, what they are doing, that surface is not exposed to atmosphere, right? Have you seen, all of you seen KGF movie, right? Have you got the idea what is mining? Yeah, stone quarrying generally done at hilly areas where large quantity of stone is available, right? Where large quantity of stone is available. Okay, okay, in our area there is a lot of stone quarries, right? There is a lot of stone quarries. Which place means uh, Betamcherla near Karnool district and Anantapur district. A lot of stone quarries are there. Okay, if you go that side, Belum Caves, you might have heard the place called Belum Caves. Okay, in the surrounding places of that Belum Caves, full of stone quarries. Okay, that is the best example. Okay, have you understood what is the difference between the mining and the stone quarrying, right? Yeah, if you are having any doubt, just message. Okay, message in the chat box, right? Yeah, this is the process of stone quarrying. Okay, you see, the place is wholly exposed to atmosphere. It is exposed to sun, right? This is called quarrying. If the mining will not be exposed to sun, it will be in under the ground itself, right? Have you got the difference? Okay, if you got it, it is well and good. Okay, from excavating the stones, we got this one. Okay, from the rock we get, from the rock. Okay, this is a rock, right? From rock we get stones by crushing these stones. Okay, by crushing these stones, this aggregate will be formed, right? Small stones. Okay, yeah. Next concept is selection, site selection for stone quarrying, where we should dig the soil, where we should dig for stone quarrying, which type of site we should select for quarrying the stone, for removing the stones from the rock. Okay, the quarry should be selected based on some conditions as follows. Okay, based on the following things, the stone quarrying is selected. Okay, the quarry site is selected, right? The site should be near to human living areas. Okay, where labor and tools are always available. Required materials also should be available. Why it should be very near to human living areas? Because there will be labor. Okay, there will be working people, right? They will having tools to excavate the stones, right? So the site should be very near to human living areas, and required material also should be available. You see, here they are using a crane, right? Here they are using a crane to separate the rock, right? To separate the rock. But in some places you might have seen, the humans itself will remove the stone from the rock. Okay, they will be placing some chisels and they will be beating with a hammer. That whole stone will be coming out of the rock. Okay, you might have seen. Just if you have not seen, just type in YouTube. Okay, how the stone is separated from the rock by humans. Okay, just type and you will get a lot of videos. Okay, yeah, at least one of transportation facilities should be available. Okay, you are quarrying the stone. Now what you should have, you should have a transport facility, right? To carry that stone for the dressing area, right? For the dressing purpose. Okay, so a transport must be available. So if a transport must be available means there should be a road near the site, right? So how the quarrying will be done, right? Okay, if okay, wait, yeah, if this is a quarry place, right? If this is a quarry place, the whole place will be formed like this. Okay, if you see from top. Okay, if you see from top, it will be in circular shape. So the vehicles will be going like this at the edges of the site. Okay, and will go and come to the bottom of the quarry site, right? From here the vehicles will be coming on the formed road, right? You might have seen quarries in films also, they will be showing, right? They will travel along the edges of the site, right? At the edges of the site, road will be prepared for the carrying of the stones to the top of the top surface, right? So the transportation facility is a must. Okay, next, clean water source should be available near the quarry site. Okay, for the purpose of dressing of stone. Okay, for the purpose of dressing of stone, a clear water source should be required. Or why water source is required? Another purpose, for the working people, right? For the working people, for drinking purpose, water should be there, right? For all the purposes, a water source must be there near the quarry site. Okay, next, what will happen if water source is not there? We have to carry the water from the other areas. So carrying of water from there to site will be somewhat included with money, right? So if the clean water source is near the site, it will be well and good. Yeah, next, good quality and quantity of stones should be available. What they are saying, good quality, right? Good quality and quantity, both. Next, so what will happen if more quantity is there, more quantity of rock is there? So we'll get lot of stones from it. Yeah, right. And the quality of stones must be very good. Okay, if the quality of stone is poor, no one will buy that one, right? Okay, no one will buy that one. So nowadays everyone are expecting a good quality of material, right? Everyone, good quality materials in any form. Okay, it may be either a stone, it may be either a cement, right? It may be either a iron rod. Everything they are expecting a good quality, better quality. If you go to a shop, you ask good quality cloths, right? Like that, here also we have there should be a good quality stone, right? Yeah, the site should be far from permanent structures like bridges, dams, etc. So if a bridge is near, if a bridge is near your quarry site, right, you must not select that one for the quarry, right, or a dam, etc., because the vibrations due to blasting in the site may cause harm to them. Okay, for the purpose of mm, preparing the quarry. Okay, first, how will be the site? The site will be level, right? So you got information that under the surface there is plenty of good quality and quantity of stones. Now what you have to do? You have to dig this one, right? Up to digging it is okay. Now what we should do? We should blast the stone. We should blast the surface, right? After blasting only we can quarry the stones. Yeah. Due to this blasting, what will happen? Okay, due to this blasting, vibrations will be affecting the nearby bridges or nearby structures. So if you are quarrying near a building or a bridge or dam, anything, okay, you must not select that particular type of site, right? Next, non-living area should be available to dump the refuse obtained in quarry, right? uh, the waste material, okay, in every material, okay, in the manufacturing of a steel, in the manufacturing of cement, right, anything, okay, there will be some waste, right? In the thermal project, what is the waste? Fly ash. In the preparation of steel, slag, right? In the preparation of cement, alkalis, okay, that will be evaporated in the flue gases, that is another one. But in everything there will be some waste, right? In the stone quarrying also there will be some waste, okay, waste material. That waste should be dumped near the non-living area where the people are not living, outside the outskirts of the city, outskirts of the town, anything, right? Right. Proper drainage facility should be available for that particular type of site. What happen if particular proper drainage is not available? Okay, what happens means there is a full of rain continuously from 2 days. Assume 2 days. Okay, the site will be in the form of a valley. Okay, the site will be in the form of a valley, right? What happen if drainage facility is not available? Okay, slowly the water get accumulated, right? The water get filled in the quarry site. There will be no place for the water to go, right? So you came after 2 days, then you will see what you will see. You will see a pool of water. Okay, you will see a swimming pool, right? You will see a swimming pool because there is no proper drainage. So that's why the rainwater is getting stored in the quarry sites itself. So we will see a swimming pool in the quarry site. So if a good drainage facility is not available, uh, that time you will see a lot of water in your quarry site. So a good drainage facility. Okay, if you are having, okay, if you are having uh, soil this side also, this side soil, this side soil. Whole surrounding it is a uh, it is having soil. So at that time what you have to do, you have to keep a any mechanical device, any motor or something, and you should pump this water. Okay, you should provide a drainage facility by any means. Okay, next, geological information of site should be read. Okay, geological information of the site. Okay, uh, is there, okay, is there any nearby river is there? Okay, is there any nearby river is there? Is there any road passing near? Okay, is there any bridge? Is there any dam? Okay, what happen if a river is there near your quarry site? Continuously water will be seeping from the sides of the walls into your quarry site, right? If a river is nearby going, right? If a road is going, what happened due to the blasting or your digging process? At that time, the road, okay, the road will get vibrations and the road may get damaged. Or what happen if a bridge is there, if a building is there? Okay, so these and all will be somewhat we have to see, right? There will be problem if a river is nearby, right? If a water source is there, so we have to see all these. Okay, or your quarry site is nearby a hill. Okay, nearby a hill. Okay, example, you see the geological information of site is like this. A big hill is there. Okay, big hill is there, and a valley, a small valley is there, and under this valley there is lot of rock is available. Then what will happen? Okay, you have done quarrying. Okay, here you have done quarrying and you have come near the rock. Okay, when there is a big rain. Okay, when there is a big rain. Okay, when there is a big rain, what will happen? The rainwater will come slowly and get stored in your quarry site. So you have to see the geological classification of the site. You see if a hill is near this one, okay, or a river is going near your site. If this is a river, your quarry site is there. Okay, here quarry site is here. What will happen? This river water will get seep into the quarry site, right? So geological information of your particular site is very important, right? Is it clear? So in order to quarry the stone, right, in order to remove the stone from its rock, right, so its geological information is very much needed. Okay, if you see here, okay, it is full of rock, right? This is a stone quarrying place, right? Actually, where will be the starting? Okay, this is the surface. Okay, from here they have excavated the soil up to here, right? Underneath the soil there will be lot of rocks. Okay, from that rock we have to extract the stones. So we have to excavate the soil and we have to excavate the stones from the parent material, parent rock, right? Next, so up to now we have discussed which is the best, which is the selection of site. Okay, selection of site for stone quarrying. We have selected a site. Okay, we have selected a site. Now by which method we have to remove the stone from the rock? Okay, by which method? By applying which method we have to take the stone from the rock? Okay, if lot of demand is there for your rock. Okay, lot of demand is there for your rock. So okay, in your site there is a granite. Okay, granite rock which is very demand, which is very much in demand, right? So which method you will choose? Hand tool, there is a different method: hand tool method, machine quarrying, casting. Okay, after listening these hand tool method, machine quarrying, blasting, so you can come to a conclusion which type of method I have to choose for quarry that particular type of stone. Why? Because if more demand is there, if you are using a hand tools and you are quarrying the stone, then you will not meet the demand, right? You will not meet the demand outside in the market, right? So you have to update for the modern method of stone quarrying. So we'll see different methods. After seeing the different methods, you'll get an idea which method is very quick and which method is economical and which method we can adopt for the stone quarrying, right? Quarrying can be done by three methods. By using three methods, they are quarrying the stone. What are the three methods? Right? Hand tool method, machine quarrying, and blasting. Next step, quarrying of a stone using hand tools. Okay, quarrying of stone using hand tools. In case of soft stones or for smaller work, quarrying is done by using hand tools. If there is a soft stone, example, stratified rock. Okay, example is a stratified rock, right? What happen if there is a stratified rock? So there will be number of layers. So we can separate that layers very easy. So we can use this hand tool method. Okay, if there is an unstratified rock, okay, if there is an unstratified rock, it will be very hard. Okay, you will feel very hard to excavate that unstratified rock, right? So you have to adapt a machine quarrying or blasting, right? Yeah, in the case of soft stones, which method we are using? We are using hand tool method, and quarrying is done by using hand tool. There are various ways to quarry using hand tools, and they are excavating, heating, and wedging. Okay, wedging, you might have seen wedging. Okay, you might have seen wedging. Next, we'll see excavating. Excavating is preferred in case of soft stone surfaces. Okay, hammers, pick, axes, shovels are used to excavate these type of stones. You see, this is a stratified rock, so he is excavating very easily because it is in different types of layers. So removing layers is very much easy. Okay, he cannot do this process in case of unstratified rocks, right? He cannot remove this layer from this layer, right? So it will be very hard in case of unstratified rock, right? This is a wedging process. Okay, yeah. Next, heating a process. The top surface of rock is heated by placing wood with fuel on it. Okay, what happened when fire, okay, when the stone is heated up, when some fire is given to the stone, what happened to the stone? Okay, the fire will be allowed for some hours and top surface get heated and separated from the rock. Okay, the top layer will itself, okay, human will not do, man will not do anything for that. Okay, by putting fire, the top layer of the stone, the top layer of the rock will be get separated from the parent rock, right? Yes, this separated portion is removed by pick, axes, crowbars, etc. Okay, by putting a fire, we can separate that rock. We can separate that stone from the rock. Is it clear? Yes. Next point is wedging. Okay, this method is applicable when the rock contains cracks or joints in it. Okay, when these cracks or joint will be present in the rock, when it is a stratified rock, right? Is it clear? Next, steel wedges or steel points are put in these cracks. Okay, they'll put steel wedges or steel points inside the cracks or fisheries and hit them with hammer. Okay, it is not here. Okay, just in YouTube, just type wedging of rock. Okay, wedging of rock. They will be keeping these steel points in a line. Okay, in a straight line, and they will be hitting with the hammer on the steel points. Okay, at some time, what will happen? The whole rock will be coming out. Okay, it will separate from the rock. Okay, just go to YouTube and search wedging of rock. Okay, wedging of stone, anything. Okay, you'll get more number of videos. Okay, then you can easily understand that one. Okay, if natural cracks are there, okay, if then the rock portion separates from the parent rock. Okay, if natural cracks are there, then artificial holes are drilled in the rock and wedging is done. Okay, if natural cracks are there, what will do? They will do artificial holes. Okay, are drilled in the rock and wedging is done. Okay, after this session we will see the wedging process. Okay, if it is available, I will check and I will show this. I will show the process. Okay, next. Okay, we'll stop here and okay, please fill the attendance. Okay, I will upload the link.